Hey guys, it's RJ the Fed. I'm back with another video. We're going to be doing a review. Got 4 bottles on the table. A couple of these I was able to pick up quite a while back, but I did not open them right away. And then 2 of them I've gotten very recently. So we're going to talk about this first one. This is a Woodford Reserve. This is their master collection, the Sonoma Triple Finish. This is the Series 19. It's 45.2 alcohol by volume. We will be going through them in our flight board from 1 through 4. We're using our little beer flights to see how these work with whiskey. So that's our first pour. We'll pour up our second one. It's going to be Peerless Double Oak. It's 108.3 proof. The Woodford Master Collection cost us about $160 before tax. This Peerless Double Oaked cost us $84 before tax. This Russell's Private Barrel Selection, Russell's Reserve Private Barrel Selection is a Fossil Creek store pick. So we went up to drop off a jacket that Riley left at our house on Monday before Christmas. And we were waiting at a liquor store, so we were able to get this in a Stag 22A as a bundle. I want to say this was around $90, so kind of high on the spectrum, but I haven't really seen the Russell's Private Barrels, so pretty cool. And it's a store pick. And then we actually got this from Riley. So when Riley came over, he came all the way from Florida, drove out for the holidays. Nice enough to come out and film our bourbon bottle kill extravaganza video. We got a Frey Ranch single barrel strength liquorlineup.com store pick. This is 127.74 proof, so that's going to be our hottest one on the table. So now I've had these 2. I've sampled out some of this. That's why this one was already opened. Riley gave me this bottle when it was already open, but I haven't tried it. So these 2 will be brand new, fresh experiences. These 2 will be me revisiting them because I don't think we captured them on camera. So we'll start with our first one, the Woodford Masters Collection Sonoma Triple Finish. Oh, these glasses are fantastic. We can still smell it. Nice, sweet, pleasant note. Very fruity. A little bit of oakiness to it. But very, very like covered up with the, I think the triple finish, honestly, it's very, very sweet and very fruit forward. Give a little taste. So it has some like apple flavor to it, some wood flavor to it. It's very light on the tongue, but it is a little bitter. It has several soft, sweet notes as well. It's been opening up for a little bit. When I first tried this, I believed it was definitely very, very good. Now that it's opened up a little bit, it has a lot more bitterness to it than I remember. A lot more like Granny Smith apple, which isn't terrible. It's just not necessarily desirable. We haven't had whiskey in also like a week, so we're trying to smell and taste stuff that we haven't had in a long time. Pretty good though, pretty good. We're going to move on now to our Peerless Double Oak. We picked this up at Total Wine. We picked this up at Total Wine as well. Different day, we picked this up at Total Wine. They had these sitting on the shelf. I know this is a pretty hard to get bottle for some areas, and they had several, and I think they were a pretty good price. I mean, at $83.99, $84, I think that that's a pretty much a buy all day, every day for what it is. Most of the Peerless I see, they're like $95 to $105. Whether it's the small batch or the double oaked rye. The double oaked rye I think was on the shelf too, but they wanted 110 for that versus the double oaked bourbon was only 84. Once again, we're jumping up in proof point. What is it? 108.3. 108.3. Now, this one's not as smoothed out and refined, I would say, as like a Woodford double oaked, or even the Nulu Double Oak store pick that I have. But I do like the flavor profile of this one. It's a little bit more spicy, a little more peppery, a little bit hotter. Not as easy to drink, but it's very, very fine to the palate still. When we were playing around with this, we were drinking Widow Jane Decadence 2023, We ended up doing a blend of like a 1-to-1 ratio with the double oak and the maple syrup finish, and it came to be a pretty good balance. So drinking this neat on its own after having that blend definitely has a lot more harshness to it, a lot less sweetness, and a lot more oakiness to it, which there's nothing wrong with that. Just, is it your preference? Yeah, I mean, it's smooth, it's easy to go down. 2 bottles now that I haven't had. This Russell's, it said it was distilled on December 30th of 2014. It was stored in oak barrels for 8 years. It was dumped on September 22nd of 23, and it was bottled October 4th of 23. This is barrel number 23-0640 from warehouse CN-E, floor 4. It was selected by Fossil Creek Liquor, and it is 55% ABV or 110 proof. This is the Russell's Reserve Private Barrel Selection. These are pretty hard to find in my area, so I was kind of happy that when we got our stag, we had to buy a bundle, but the bundle was you had to get a store pick from their store. They don't force you to take a specific store pick, so whatever store picks they had available, you could pick up. So I could have got like a High West or like a Blue Note or like a Maker's, but I felt like the Russell's was definitely one of the more desirable ones. I had a pour from a subscriber, and it was of a Russell's private barrel, and I figured, you know, they might not be the same, but it was so good and so pleasant that I wanted a bottle for myself. So I did find one almost immediately after, and it was kind of like by accident. I mean, I wasn't even planning on going up there and looking for whiskey, so pretty cool. Got a little bit of that turkey funk on the nose. A lot of sweetness, just like Russell's typically has, compared to like their counterpart like Long Branch or Rare Breed. A lot of sweet notes, very like vanilla, sugary forward. Wow, so it's spicy and it kind of like burns and tingles the tongue, but as you try to drink it, it's like this very sweet corn forward note, and then it's like the burn, the harshness, the spice is like the wood, the finish. So not the most rounded out Russell's. It's only 110 proof though, so I mean we are jumping up in proof. We're getting hotter. Still very quite pleasant. At only 8 years on floor 4 of a rick house, this is a pretty good bottle. Wild Turkey makes a lot of good products though. I'm just a big fan of the Russells because they're normally pretty smoothed out, pretty sweet, pretty forward. Honestly, the Russell's 10 that I've bottle killed for the Bottle Kill Extravaganza was very easy and smooth and light to drink. This one's a lot hotter, higher proof too, by I believe 10 proof points. And it kind of competes with like a Russell's 13, just not quite to the same standard as Russell's 13. Obviously, we're talking 8 year versus 13 year. I think with the age, a lot of that smooths out and tastes just a little bit more sweeter, a little bit more refined. Still very, very pleasant. Like I said, it's got a little bit of that turkey funk to it, but that's okay. We're going to jump up to this Frey Ranch. It's a, once again, it's a single barrel strength, liquorlineup.com store pick. It's 127.74 proof. This bottle is pretty darn near full, but we've poured up about 6 ounces of samples for people, so my first time trying it. I thought the coolest thing was this the cork. This Frey Ranch like cork is this topper is like all metal, so it's like super heavy. Wow, Riley was not lying. He said that this was like a butterscotch bomb, like immediate, like on the nose. It's just nothing but butterscotch and like sweetness, a little bit of oakiness, but mainly just butterscotch. Maybe some vanilla. Yeah, it's like your grandmother's purse. I mean, she just pulls out the butterscotch candy and hands you a handful of them, and as a kid you didn't really like them, but as you adult you start to really kind of enjoy butterscotch. Very, very buttery and smooth on the nose. Let's see how it goes on the palate. Okay, you can definitely taste that you're drinking like high proof because you have like the not the ethanol burn, but like you can taste the proof on the tongue. The taste buds are tingling. It is in fact a butterscotch bomb, but it's got something else going on with it. I'm not quite sure what it is. We're gonna revisit it and see if I can figure it out. It might just be butterscotch and wood. I think they got a few more information and details on it. This is from Nevada, so Las Vegas, Nevada, I want to say is where they distill this one at. We got the liquorlineup.com logo that's kind of covering it up. It's bottle number 84 out of barrel number 1582. Fallon, Nevada. I'm sorry, it's in Fallon, Nevada. So distilled from 4 slow-grown grains in Fallon, Nevada. And it's got, looks like the longitude and latitude on where that was at. Grown, distilled, matured, and bottled at Frey Ranch in Fallon, Nevada. So it's a single barrel strength. Other than that, I don't really see a whole lot more information on it. I bet there's some behind this sticker, but we don't remove that sticker because it's unique to this bottle. Wow. I don't know how often I would drink that. It's not that it's bad. It's fantastic. It's just the proof point. I feel like once you jump up to that like 127 proof, 127.74 proof, once you push like 125 and above, like you're kind of getting out of that full proof range and starting to get closer to that just below hazmat, but it's still hot enough that it drinks like a hazmat. And when I drink hot like that, I prefer like medicinal cherry, not necessarily butterscotch. So maybe if it was more peanut buttery, kind of like a Jim Beam product, maybe like a Booker's. But the butterscotch, I mean, it's definitely a different note than I'm used to when I'm drinking that high of a proof point. Stag, I typically like the medicinal cherry. So kind of interesting on how this one drinks. It's definitely proof. It's very pleasant on the nose. It's not so pleasant on the palate and on the tongue, although it is still a fantastic bottle. And I'm pretty sure because it's a liquor lineup store pick and it's a single barrel strength that this is a very desirable bottle. I've actually been looking into trying to find Frey Ranch. They have dropped the regular bourbon and the rye in my area, but they are just the regular ones. They're not barrel strength at all. So this being a barrel strength and a single barrel is definitely awesome because the Frey Ranches in my area are small batches and they're not barrel strength. So I might as well, if I'm going to drink, got to drink the top of the line. So pretty cool, interesting bottle too. So I do like that. All 4 of these bottles were kind of expensive. This one I didn't necessarily pay for, but I did trade some open bottles. We did some open bottle exchanges, me and Riley, when he was over, because I have a lot of whiskey. He's got a lot of whiskey. I would like to try some stuff that's new and different to me, so I got this. And then let me grab the other bottle. And I get a open Weller full proof. We've sampled out some of this as well, but we got these 2 bottles and a Blanton's up there. And then we offloaded a couple bottles to him and sent some samples back with him. So pretty cool that we were able to pick up a Weller full proof even though it's open. I have had Weller full proof before. It was in a sample, so this flight board's pretty cool. Both of these are the most expensive. So we got like $82, $84 before taxes, about $90, $95 before taxes, I want to say. Might have been a little bit less, closer to $85 maybe these are about the same. I bought this in a bundle, so they didn't really break it down or give me a receipt, so I don't know how much this cost. The Stag 22A was $89.99. Plus this bottle, I think the total with tax was like $200 something. I don't remember, guys. But this is just slightly more expensive than the Peerless Double Oak. This Frey Ranch single barrel store pick liquor lineup, it's sold out. You can't get it anymore. I want to say it was around $115 to $130 on the website from what I could see. I don't know what Riley paid for it, but that's about what it was going for. And it was almost full when I got it too. Like I said, we sampled some of it out. That's why we're down this far. He got the neck pour out of the way for me, basically, or almost not even the neck pour. He had so little out of it. I was kind of surprised he was willing to part ways with it. And then this Woodford Masters Collection Sonoma Triple Finish, I was happy to open too while he was over. So that was a fresh crack during that. We did that before the video though, so didn't have a review on it. Got a review on it now. About $160. I want to say $159.99 at Total Wine. I'm happy with it. I mean, a lot of people they had mixed reviews on this. Some people even returned it. If you have a sealed bottle, you can like basically return it to Total Wine, no questions asked. Even if it was like a gift and you don't have a receipt, and do like an exchange. But I was happy to open mine, so I'm not disappointed by that at all. And that's my little flight board of 4 flights of these. If I had to rank them from number 1, 2, 3, and 4, we'll start with the bottom. This is tough because these are 4 very different bottles. Number 4, I'm going to probably go with the Peerless, which I might regret because this is pretty darn good. Number 3, I think I'm going to go with the Woodford Sonoma Triple Finish. Number 2, we're going to go with Frey Ranch. And our number 1 pick, even though it's a little hot and spicier and harder to drink, it was definitely a bottle we've been chasing. Probably this Russell's Private Barrel. So maybe you guys disagree with my ranking system on it. Drop in the comments how you would rank these bottles. If you had all 4 of these, where do you think you would put these on your list? So, I mean, I think that this is going to be my number 1, number 2, once again, number 3, and number 4. That being said, they're all 4 fantastic bottles, and I'm very happy and proud to own all 4 of them. I will be drinking these and sampling these out with friends and subscribers, so hopefully you guys are tuning into these videos so you guys can try to get a chance to get some samples. We'll have to update the whiskey list on the YouTube page. We got advanced features now, so we can drop hyperlinks and we can start working on that. So we'll do better, guys. We'll do better. Hopefully you guys like the new audio setup. We got the new audio setup running with a couple other videos too, but like we've kind of smoothed out some of the kinks. Like I have an adapter now on the phone, so we don't have to take the phone case off. Just makes things easier. We got a couple other things coming your way too. I got a kit over here. The kit's got it's kind of like a GoPro. I'm going to try to record some more stuff on the go and not necessarily do it incognito mode, but just easier, more convenient to me than me having to hold my phone around while I'm walking around shopping. Maybe we'll just strap it to a chest rig, or I have like a little clip on. I can clip it onto my shirt and we'll be able to record on the go. The quality might not be the best depending on lighting. I know the lower lighting is kind of grainy. Audio seemed to be decent, so tune in for those when we start trying to do some more bourbon hunt videos coming January. But this is just kind of a little bottle review of what we got here for this flight. This is RG the Fed signing out, and I hope to see you guys next time.